On today's episode, we have got a huge announcement about a golf brand who we've become good personal friends with.
Also, we're going to tell you a story about someone's first ever golf shot at their brand new golf club. It's horrifying. Strap in.
It's Thursday, both in your ears and on a calendar, which means one thing, Golf is Ruining My Life is back because it's a Thursday thing and a Monday thing and sometimes a daily thing.
I pride myself on the fact we don't script those starts. No, we
What?
never script the beginning of an episode. And I don't know what when it's my turn to start, I never know what I'm going to say. And halfway
Who
through,
knows?
and I think they're getting weirder
Better?
and weirder. Better? Yeah, it depends what you define as good.
It was one of those today where even halfway through I didn't know the direction of travel. But look, we've traversed here to another episode of Great Britain's second, almost first biggest golf podcast. We're on the precipice.
Okay, precipice is bad. Brink is better. Precipice sounds like we're about to fall off. And
Okay, no, fall up.
But can I just say, and I don't want to congratulate ourselves because we're not here to do that. We're here to talk about the menial nature of golf and all the silly little mundane things that obsess us about this game.
Yeah.
Tom, when that and if that happens, if we get to number one at any moment, even for 0.34 seconds, we need to say, first of all, you listeners, the numbers are going up and it's insane. And you viewers, thank you. As and when it happens, we need to do something, some sort of stunt. Maybe find where Rick Shields' HQ is, some sort of balloons and banner outside. Just saying Britain's number 2 golf. Nothing silly, nothing childish.
No. I think we go round to Andrew Cotter's house and do a live podcast on his front door.
Can I just say, Andrew
Chip
Cotter.
it forecast who? Am I right, guys? What do you mean we're number 5 now? Well, we were number 1 for a minute.
Chipping 6th cast. Can I just say, Andrew Cotter was on a podcast I did back at lockdown. I did a podcast called Cabin Pressure. Or Cabin Fever. Cabin Pressure was the sitcom on Radio 4. Anyway, Cabin Fever. And Andrew Cotter came on it, and I've got his email, and I'm more than happy to email Andrew Cotter and have some sort of badinage and back and forth. So we should look into that.
Yeah. CC Eddie Pepperell, he's on that podcast as well. But anyways, it's not about them.
No.
It's about us.
Come on.
It's about it. I think the podcast can be summed up. Sorry, we're going in our own bumholes again. We got a very funny comment on YouTube yesterday, which, by the way, was on the Versus series, which is now live. If you haven't gone over there and watched, what the Jeff are you doing? Because it's me and that Tom battling it out on the front 9 of Jubilee.
Yeah.
We got a comment from a guy called Matt Tom saying, new pod listener, absolutely obsessed now. I've been searching for a golf podcast that just talks about menial, boring golf topics. What?
No, that is why the word menial was in my head, because we talked about this earlier on. That is literally why I was thinking of that word.
I mean, it seems like have you ever, I can't remember what the book was called now, but when I became single in uni, I went for a night out with some older boys, and they introduced me to this book, which was like how to date girls and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And it had the term negging. You remember negging?
Yes.
Matt, are you negging me? Are you trying to get off with me, Matt?
I think Matt is perfectly summing up how we all know this is menial. Can I also quote a book? It's slightly higher value, by Oliver Burkeman, called 4,000 Weeks. Now, it's a really good book. 4,000 Weeks, by the way, is how long the average life expectancy is. So the whole point of the book is about we only have a precious few weeks on this planet. Enjoy them, which I think is a wonderful way to live.
How many weeks?
4,000 weeks. Yeah, it's depressing.
God, and how many hours we spent doing this guff?
This is the point. So in the book, it talks about how important it is for people to have a thing that they're not good at, they're not getting better at, but they love doing. And as he's saying it, I was like, oh my God, golf. And then he didn't mention golf. I was lucky enough to interview him. And I said, in that bit when you talk about something which you love doing, but you're rubbish at and you're not really getting better at, but you just want to keep doing it for sheer love and I don't know what, menial is the word. He said, yeah, golf. That's what I was thinking of because I love golf.
Wow.
So that message on YouTube is exactly at the heart of what I think you are trying to do with this show.
Now, Tom, I found something at my golf club the other day, right?
Hang on, you haven't finished that lovely comment. Can't we finish the comment before we get on?
Oh, there was nothing more to say, really. He just called us menial, and then that he really likes the podcast, but fundamentally what we do is boring. And then which was the thrust of the comment.
Then he slid into your DMs. Okay, fine. All right, moving on.
Yeah, and then he sent me a photo. I found something at my golf club the other day, Tom, which I didn't know. I know my golf club was nice, but I didn't know that I was in the upper echelons of golf. And I only found out this fact last week when I asked for something specific and they just handed it to me.
Oh, is it something sort of like, if it's at the golf club, is it in the changing room or is it in the bar, in the pro shop?
No, it was in the pro shop.
Was it green distances, the pin positions?
Oh no, we're not that fancy.
Okay.
It's I think this is the separator between a fancy place and a less fancy place. And I didn't realise that according to at least this barometer, I go to a fancy place, right?
Okay.
So I went in there and I was panicking. We were about to tee off on the Thursday, like eclectic, stable-fitty thing. And I was like, oh God, I can't find a pencil. Why don't I have a pencil in my golf bag? Ran into the pro shop. Said, do you mind if I take this? It's 5p. Is it 5p? Can I put it in my card? He's like, Tom, the pencils are free.
Oh, good.
The pencils are free.
Times.
And then after this, Tom, I went down to the first tee. And do you know sometimes, have you heard of go away green? Do you know what go away green is? And it's not what people shout at me.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's some very easy joke here. No, what's go away green?
Go away green is a colour they paint lampposts in Disney. So they sort of blend in. It's a green that your eye doesn't really see, right? So any like telephone wires or whatever in Disney are painted this thing called go away green, which means you can't see it, right? Yeah. And I think there's been this little box of treats on the first that I think is in my go away green because I hadn't seen it. And the guy I was playing with opened it, and Tom, it was a treasure trove of golfing goods.
So we're talking tees, pitch mark repairers, cards, and pencils.
Yeah.
Okay, you have one other thing you can add in there for free at your golf club, and that the money for whatever it is you're about to add will be incorporated into your annual membership. Okay, when we played the Renaissance, they had these boxes, and I devoured the box. I filled my bag. I'm not ashamed to say. What's the one extra thing you'd throw into that box?
So hold on, what's in there currently?
Pitch mark repairers, tees, pencils, cards. I know what mine is. I'll have to go for mine.
A really beautiful, expensive ball marker. I would like.
Yeah, a nice metal, heavy, chunky ball marker.
Yeah, like a heavy one is what I want.
I would go yardage charts. I am consistently, and I was delighted when we played St Andrews that they just give you a yardage chart as a thing. And I've got a few up here behind me, if you're watching on YouTube, and I collect them a little bit, and I really like them. And I never look back through them. Of course I don't. I never look back through them.
No, of course not.
But it's just a nice thing to have. And I think it's a shame when you go to look at yardage charts and they say it's £12, please, and you think, well, I've got a telescope thing, so I'll just use my rangefinder. Thanks anyway. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Just it's on my motor caddy, so I'll just have a look at that. So talking about Renaissance actually, and now this is upper echelons. I'd never been to a place that had this before, and I think I'm going to bring it up in this podcast, Tom, talking about things that are amazing at golf, because I think we can all aspire to the course that hands out free pencils. I think we can all say that's within reach to some degree. What Renaissance had at the 9th is above us all, I think.
Renaissance? Yes, it was more sort of 11th or something. But anyway, yeah, it was like, if you could imagine a smart speaker or an AI creating the perfect shed, this would be better.
It was the halfway hut. As Tom says, it's not quite at halfway. What's quite confusing is we played Renaissance, we played the Genesis Scottish Open routing. So whether when you actually play it might be more like 9, don't know. But you go in there and everything's free.
And I was starving. I was so hungry. And they had these little pies. And they just opened the thing, and I had 2 pies, and then there was cold chocolate in a fridge. I know that, giggles. That's the noise I made. I went no. They had dairy milk in a fridge, and then they had Lucas's, and they had a coffee machine, and it looked out onto this bit of ocean next to the lighthouse that supposedly is the lighthouse that the writer based Treasure Island on, and it's just magical. I'd just gone something like.
Whoa!
Oh, sorry.
Whoa!
I'm not allowed to
Whoa!
Oh my god! I'll beep that out. I'll beep it. I'm so sorry. I just got to scroll.
Is this guy okay?
Sorry, massive spoilers there. But I was having a nice time. Anyway, can I just say before we get to the ads, we've already flim-flammed a lot of the episode away. We're still going to be doing Email Corner. That's coming up next because it's Thursday. Tom and I have a really, really big announcement to make, and this is a really, really big deal. And this has, without a doubt, made my year. So, if you've been watching us recently, you'll have seen that we were lucky enough to go and do a fitting at Ping, and we had the greatest time. And thank you if you've watched that video on YouTube of us doing the Ping fitting. Go and watch it if you haven't already, because if you're a nerd, it's a good place to go.
Yeah, it's the nerdiest video we've ever done.
Yeah.
And Tom is
Well,
right.
indeed.
I don't know how we spent the last 9 minutes talking about the fact you can get free pencils at some golf courses and not this. I mean, it's menial. This is what we've come to expect from this show.
Yeah.
But we were really open and honest a few months ago, which said we want to go and try loads of different golf clubs and brands and all this sort of stuff, so we can sort of see what's out there. And we've been really honest. We got lab putters, we tried them, we really enjoyed them. I took out some old Mizunos on a golf course, we liked them, and we really wanted to find a new home after we spent so many years with Cobra and loved that experience, but we wanted to find something new. And when we went to Ping, it was purely to put the clubs in our bag and see what they were like. And then they came with us to Scotland and we had a great time. And last week, I suppose the analogy is someone got down on one knee, but I don't know who's proposing to who.
Yeah, I worry about that as an analogy. This is it's less someone got down on one knee, more someone sent an email.
Yeah, it was an email. It was an email. When I proposed to my wife, she made it very clear that wasn't okay over email.
Yeah, I did it on WhatsApp. No, we got an amazing message from Ping, and basically we would love to let you know, and thanks to you for supporting the podcast, because in you supporting the podcast, in the numbers you are, we can frankly get away with this nonsense, and Ping are going to be working with us on a long-term basis. So we are now with Ping. We are Ping guys. We have the Ping stuff on, and we love our Ping clubs, and we will talk about them from time to time, but we're not here to make an advert for Ping at all. That's not the plan. We're just going to play with our Ping clubs and have a lovely time playing golf. So thank you to Ping, and we are. Yeah. I mean, listen, I played Ping Zing 2 as a kid. I've talked about that a lot on the podcast for the last 3 years. The brand has always obsessed me. I've had a Ping putter for years, and to be working with them like this is beyond my wildest dreams. I always wanted to be a pro golfer when I was a kid. Turns out that's probably not going to happen.
What?
This, I know, I have to accept that at some stage, but this is as close to it as I could possibly get to be working with Ping like this, and they are an absolute dream.
You had your Ping Zing 2s. I had the moment when I got to text Eric Anderslang last week going, "Oh my God, we're with Ping as well. Oh my God, Eric. Yeah. Oh my God." Yeah. And it was, it's been a really, really special experience. So,
did you say, "Hey, Ping pal," when you messaged him? You're like, "Hey, Ping
buddy."
Yeah,
hey, from one Ping pal to another. He said, "Who's this? I've not got your number saved." I said, "Eric. Come on, we nearly had a drink once in London before you bailed." We love Eric, we love Ping, and we're so excited to be with them for the next couple of years now, which is really, really exciting.
And it's good news for you as well, because there'll be comps and there'll be stuff and there'll be giveaways, so we will let you know as and when we do those.
And that's why we can't wait to announce that our third presenter, can we bring him in? Tyrrell Hatton, everybody! What?
What? He's not made it. Unbelievable. Oh. Unbelievable. What happened was he went to get the train and he missed it, and he just stood looking at the empty platform doing this. By the way, I'm just
good.
It's good stuff,
humour.
Isn't it? But that's what he does. Yeah. Tyrrell Hatton.
From an audio perspective, Tom is just pointing at the camera and doing a bit of like.
He does the sort of. He doesn't point with the finger. He points with his whole hand, the flat of his palm, and he points at the hole as in, "Hey hole, your part of this deal was you were gonna let me put the ball in you, and you've not. You've let me down, hole." And that is whenever he misses a putt, and it's a delight to watch.
I'm a little bit golf sad this week, Tom, because I stupidly ran in a half marathon.
Oh yeah, you
right?
Absolute muppet. We talked about this. Stop doing fitness stuff. More golf.
And you know what? The running experience was fine. I had a great time. I'd had a really lovely time doing it. I ran the Hackney Half. It was brilliant. Went to the pub afterwards. Amazing, fantastic. This has resulted now in my inability to walk.
Fine. Listen, mate, fire up the motor caddy. We've got those lovely motor caddies where you can, put the control in your pocket and walk along. Yeah. See if you can sit on it as well next time you play. Yeah.
Is that possible?
See,
so I'm a little bit worried because we're doing this on a Tuesday night now, Tom.
Yeah.
And I have in my head agreed. I've made a contract with myself that I was going to play golf every Thursday now. I'm playing that little eclectic thing at my place.
You'll be fine by Thursday.
I hope so, because I'm really sad because the guys. To go back to them, the guys at Ping messaged me the other day because I've got a new putter. Since the putter that I got when I got fitted, I've got a new putter.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I was like, "It is amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. However, I'm a bit gutted because I can't play golf because I can't walk."
You hire a buggy, do whatever it takes. There's someone actually emailed this week, and we will get onto the emails in a minute, about the idea of running and playing golf at the same time, which we'll come on to, maybe not today, but in an episode very soon. We need to break for some products because we love products, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do email corner, and also I've got to tell you that I pushed back on someone with a golfing demand today, and I felt quite brave doing it.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you getting hounded for selfies again?
Not quite that.
Okay, here's some lovely products. So welcome back to the Thursday episode of Golf is Ruining My Life. Email corner around the corner.
Nice.
But first, this thing on the edge of the corner.
So, hi there. That's me just on a street corner. I'm playing with my mate Malcolm tomorrow. If you came to the live event earlier on in the year, then you'd have met Malcolm.
Yep.
And he wanted to play match play. And I want to do a card. And he said, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll do a card and we'll play match play.
No.
And I have learnt my lesson because I've done that in the past. And I've got the pressure of a card going in, and then I got the pressure of being 3 down, and then I don't really do either as well as I could. So I said, do you know what, mate? I don't want to do match play. I just want to do a card. That's what I want to do. And I never normally do that. Normally I go, oh, okay. But I went, no, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're doing a card. So I'm going to put a card in. You'll see it on my EG. If you haven't friended me already, Tom Price, you can find me at Muswell Hill Golf Club on my EG. And I'm going to put tomorrow's card in.
You know why that is, Tom? It's because doing a card and doing match play, it's one too many things.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's one too many things.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can't focus on them both.
No.
And I think we're both now in this thing where we're trying to get better scores and try and get our handicaps down, or at least in a handicap that really reflects our level of golf.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that all I want to do right now is get cards in and have people mark those cards and work out where my handicaps are. And if that destroys friendships, then so be it.
It's fine. Who cares about friendships? But I would say golf is. I'm always fascinated by this, and I would genuinely love your opinion. Write in the comments below or drop us an email. The Toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk. Golf is divided into people who turn up on the first tee with a random eclectic 4-ball, and either do what I like to do, which is to go, all right, lads, looking forward to your company. I'm going to crack on with my own card and let's have some fun, right? Or people rock up and go, okay, balls up in the air. Who's playing with who? What are we doing? Right, you've got shots here, there, and here. We're doing Stableford, and then we're going to do every other ball, then alternating Texas Scramble. And that does my head in.
Yeah. Do you know what? Sweeping statement, Tom. That's an older person thing. I don't know any young person who's rocking up and doing that. It's the older groups of, dare I say it, mostly men who are at these golf clubs and go, you'll play by my rules, kid, because you're in my 4-ball. So these are what I want to do today, and that's what we're going to do. And you're like, no, I don't want to play against you. I don't want to do this.
Yes, exactly. Listen, we're running out of time. We need to go on with emails. We've got a bunch of emails here, which we're going to dig into. Tom Green, who do you want to start today's email corner? Brought to you by Golf Video.
I'm going to start with Elliot, I think.
Go on then, you do that.
He said, hello, Toms. I hope you're both well. I'm currently writing this while sitting on my couch. I'm very American. I'd say sofa, but it's fine. Watching your ping fitting. I haven't read this email, so I don't know where this is going to go. Okay. After I've won my second club championship in the past week.
Wow, American and smug in one sentence. Nice, Elliot. Love it. Yeah, good. Well done, by the way. Well done.
I'm not sure if you remember me, but for some context, I had stomach surgery in August of 2024. Oh, yeah, here we go.
I remember. You remember smug. Apologies.
Yeah. How do you feel now, Price?
Take it back,
this guy had surgery. And asked you for some advice on relearning my swing. At the time, my handicap was 22.4, and prior to my stomach injury, was trending in the right direction. I had an aim by the end of May 2025 to be floating somewhere around 14 to 16. Well, as of today, I'm sitting at 12.5.
Oh, come on. That's amazing. Yes.
Shaving almost 10 shots off since the last time I emailed you. My golf has been trending in the right direction. I'm now consistently breaking 85 and even shot a 75 last weekend.
Oh, my God. If I shot 75... I would be unbearable. Every sentence I said would start with when I shot 75. Can you imagine?
Now, Tom, I imagine you're being polite here. You must have shot a 75, haven't you?
I've shot a couple. But I have, but I haven't.
What is your best number, by the way? What's your best number ever?
2 over. 70.
On a par 72?
70, on a par 71. But I would say, 73 is my best ever number. But I would say that it is occurring to me that it is 2 years since I shot a really good. I've shot 5s and 6 overs lows in the last couple of years, but I haven't gone 4 and below for a while. And I feel the Rory pressure beginning.
To anyone who is trying to figure out their game, whether it be learning to swing again or just a beginner looking to get better, play your game.
This is great advice.
Learn your shot shape, manage your course to that shape, and most importantly, swinging the club as hard as you can is never going to be the answer.
Mm-hmm.
P.S. I've just gotten back from playing a weekend at Barnoogie.
Barnboogle.
Thank you. In Tasmania. Both courses sit in the top world. Whoa, in the world top 50.
That's incredible.
Barnboogle.
I mean, this is pretty. He's
All
traveling the world.
Avid listener,
Elliot Unger, thank you so much for your message. We really love that message. And it seems that stomach surgery has improved your golf. Now, I'm not going to put it out there and suggest other people do it, but you've clearly improved post the op.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's what's holding me back.
there you go. Dean
Boogle.
Graham. Hello, Dean Graham. Earlier this year,
Hey, Dean.
I got out for a round at Castle Rock's band course with my brother-in-law. It's at the edge of the North Atlantic Ocean, on land, one would hope. Winds swirling, gusts above 40 miles an hour, and temperatures sitting at a lovely 6 degrees. I've got to say, I love winter golf. And I know I'm only saying that because it's quite warm at the moment. I love winter golf. I start with a bogey, not terrible, as I'm only really getting back into golf. Swiftly followed up by a lovely 6 over 10 on the second.
Oh, okay.
Back to normal, only to be immediately followed by a hole-in-one on the third hole. All
right, lad. Unbelievable.
Dean screams ensue and run around the tee box before quickly stopping before I do a Finau at the Masters. What did Finau do at the Masters? Did he jump in the
Didn't
water?
he fall over and do his ankle?
Oh, okay. And then had another child, probably. And then an immediate check back to reality with a triple bogey 6 on the next hole. Yeah, I've had a hole-in-one twice, and those rounds were awful. There is no way you can put a good round together when you've had a hole-in-one because your brain is scrambled.
Yeah, you must be fizzing. Yeah, I've never had one. Don't know the feeling.
Then an immediate check back to reality with a triple bogey 6 on the next hole. Talk about what golf is all about. Yes, Dean, I love this. Good emails this week. The conditions, a 10, a hole-in-one, then a triple bogey. That one shot will make me come back time and time again. If that round isn't what golf is all about, I don't know what is. Keep up the great work. Dean, that's a great email. Yes. Thank you very much indeed.
Over to Sam. Sam's is a long and confusing email, so strap in, everyone.
Oh, my God, it is really long.
Okay. We might need to do some sort of... Oh, goodness me.
We can team up. We can team up on this one.
Hello, Double Tom from sunny Saudi. Podcast equals decent. Cheers. Brilliant.
If only the rest of your email was as short-winded as that sentence.
Could you take that vibe for the whole email, Sam? Succinct. Listening to your podcast on the PGA of America, I love the idea of changing back to the pre-50s rules. Yes, that we spoke about. Yeah. I don't understand why they couldn't just change it up. There is such a feeling of generic PGA round. Making it a knockout-style tournament would be much more fun and add some more jeopardy.
Yep.
Tom, can you just take this bit?
Yep, fine. Day 1, 144 players, 36 groups, 4 balls. Have 2 pots split by seeding. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take all the grammar out and I'm just going to rattle through it, okay?
Oh, God. Strap in, lad. Let's try and work out what he means here. I have read this email while I was walking home the other day. It is decent. You just got to get your head round it.
144 players, 36 groups, 4 balls. You got 2 pots split by seeding on world rankings. The top 44 in one pot, so you don't get 1, 2, and 3, and 4 in the same group. Yep. Everyone else in the other, taking 2 from pot 1 and 2 from pot 2.
Yeah, makes sense.
A Champions League style draw using players' golf balls instead of having the names on. 2 rounds, AM, PM, same 4 balls for both. 2 rounds in one day. Could do the draw just before the tee times, i.e. 8:30, draw for an 8:45 tee. All the players there waiting to go and then run to the tee. I don't know how Shane Lowry's going to feel about sprinting out to the 14th.
Yeah, and also well done, because everyone will have had to warm up and then find out your tee time's not for 6 hours.
But, it's fine. We'll get to that. That's the practicalities. Round 1, stroke play as a group. I don't know what that means. Round 2, first versus fourth, second versus third in match play. 2 winners go through to day 2. This is absolute bat doo-doo, and I love it. I love it, Sam, because this is about a fifth of the email. Day 2, over to you, Tom Green.
Day 2, field gone from 144 to 72.
No
Options
idea
if you need
Fine.
a big...
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They've just gone.
Options if you need a bigger field. Non-qualified losers could do a shotgun start, 9 holes, and the top X required to go through. Don't know what that means. Royal Rumble, King of the Ring style. Sam, are you on drugs? What are you talking about? Winner stays on using the 16th, 17th, and 18th. Needs more flesh.
Doesn't it just... I think you need to take a little bit less flesh. I think that might have been the problem.
Do you know what? I'm going to skip the rest of this email because it's too confusing even for me to understand.
Everyone else, winner of Grand Prix, slightly more fun options. Option 8. Appreciate this is a major... Yeah.
It's too confusing. But I think what Sam is alluding to and what we've all come to expect over the last couple of weeks is maybe the PGA needs changing up somehow. We don't know how, but maybe it needs changing up very quickly on this. Yeah. Tom, I sent you an amazing stat, didn't I, earlier today?
Yeah, by the way, can I just say the worrying thing about Sam is he works at an airport. just slightly concerned about if that no wonder airports can get so confusing.
I hope you're a bit better with the body scanners. Make sure you're really thorough. I guess in a way he was thorough.
Maybe
that was the problem. He was too thorough.
That's what it is.
I sent Tom a really interesting fact, and I'm going to half remember it now. In fact, no, Tom, I'm going to read the whole thing so people actually have the numbers, because it'll take 2 seconds to find. Marco Penge is a golfer we really love on this show after I saw him winning the Challenge Tour. The stats around him at the PGA was incredible. Ball striking, I don't really understand what the parameters of that stat
How do
are.
they work that out? But okay.
This was shared by the DP World Tour, so it's not spin to some degree. Obviously, it's a bit because the DP World Tour, but whatever. Ball striking, number 1. Longest drive of the week, 1.
No way.
I think he drove 370 yards as one of his drives.
Wow.
Yeah. Bounce back, again. I don't know how you calculate that.
That means getting a good score after a bad score. But yeah,
okay, fine.
So
Strokes gained off the tee, tied second. Strokes gained tee to green, third.
Wow.
Average driving distance, third.
Wow.
Greens in regulation, third. He had an unbelievable week, and this is the level of golf he is at, right?
And this guy's a rookie, right? Is that his first major?
First major, yeah.
Fantastic.
First time he made a weekend.
That's amazing.
And the only thing that let him down was his putting. Imagine if his putting was on fire.
God, it happens to all of us, man. That's what's quite reassuring. How many times have you played and gone, oh, if only my putting was good and my driving was okay, my irons were better. All right, look, last email of the week, and we're running out of time. This is the winner, by the way. I love this email. It's from Laura. Thank you very much for your email, Laura. Hi, Toms.
Thanks, Laura.
Hope you have recovered from the Scotty win last night. Yes, we have. I've been listening to your podcast for about a year now, and I love it. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I always listen to it whilst running, and it gets me through the hard parts. Looking forward to listening to all the Scottish adventures. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to hear it. My partner and I had been on the waiting list for our local club for quite a while, and we finally got to a prospective new members' day to find out more about the club, and we're also invited to play around in the afternoon. My partner has been playing, very nice. My partner's been playing for quite a few years, but I've only started playing recently, so was very nervous about teeing off in front of a large group of people and being the only female player.
Yep.
I need not have worried. As we were quite a big group, we had to wait a while for everyone to tee off. And as I watched some great tee shots, I got more and more nervous. I'm sure lots of people can relate to this, but no matter how many times I tell myself that no one cares, I still panic, and 9 times out of 10, my first tee shot is awful. Yeah, I relate. It was finally our turn to tee off, and I asked my partner to go first. Up he steps, looking nice and confident. Typical man. He took a practice swing, which looked good, and then he stood to take his shot. He swung. He completely shanked the ball.
Super.
The ball shot directly off to the right. It hurtled through a sign. It completely destroyed the sign. It actually exploded the sign. And it smashed into the pro shop, narrowly missing the glass window.
Wow.
Can you imagine, on a prospective, we might join your club day, to destroy a sign, to make a sign explode with your first golfing act at a potential new club is... I'm delirious with happiness right now.
What springs to mind here for me is, they'll have seen worse. But I actually don't know if they will have that. I think that is the one. That is the bad one. That will forever be the one that's referred to when they go, oh no, we saw worse. This one happened. But I guess that someone has to be the worst.
Yeah, I would let him join in a heartbeat, because that means that's years and years of ribbing him every time you see him. Do you know what I mean? You would call him the old sign killer over there. My nerves completely disappeared as I thought it cannot be worse than that. And I proceeded to shoot a great drive straight down the middle of the fairway and ended up with a bogey. Luckily, we didn't get banned before we had even joined. We're now members and we love the club. However, we still laugh every time we tee off on that course. And no one knows where the gents' toilets are because the sign, sadly.
Yeah. Laura, that's such a good email. Well done. You are winning a £50 voucher from our lovely friends over at Golf Bidder for you to go and spend. Unfortunately, I don't think they do signs. However, they do great putters and wedges and stuff. It will be back on the show next week. The Toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk for all your emails, and the best will be selected and presented in Golf Bidder Email Corner.
So that's it. Thursday done and dusted. No majors this weekend, much like last weekend, you might argue. And we'll be back on Monday with more of this nonsense. In the meantime, get yourself over to YouTube and go and watch our first episode of Versus on YouTube. Yes, Tom?
We need to mention something because we've done a disservice by not mentioning this thing. And I think you've got it up in your studio, but I've not put it up because I've been busy.
Oh, it's behind me. The picture.
Thank you.
Oh.
The guys at mymo.golf, okay,
they're brilliant.
Who we got a message from them a couple of weeks ago saying, can you tell us your favourite hole and we'll make a little, I guess it's like a drawing, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a framed drawing of your favourite golf hole. Yours is the JCB. Is this the hole where you asked your future father-in-law if you could marry his daughter?
So this is the hole at the JCB when I was playing with friend of the show, Sam Westwood, and we beat Sam and the pro he was with to take the victory on the 17th of the JCB before proceeding to the clubhouse where I burst into tears and said, "Can I marry your daughter? I'm crying." And it's lovely, and he framed it, and these are really, really cool, and he'll do any hole that you like. So it's mymo.golf if you want to check it out.
How do you spell it? MYMO?
mymo.golf. While you tell your story, I'm going to check the website.
MYMO. So mine is of the 1, 2, 3, the 4th hole at Trevose. I talk about Trevose a lot. It's a special course for me because it's where I used to play with my late dad as a kid, and I've played very recently with my son as well last summer. I love Trevose. The 4th hole is the par 5 that goes out into the sea. Last time I played it, I had a really gettable putt for an eagle, which I absolutely missed, and I 3-putted for a par. Legend. So Mymo made that for me. It's on my wall right now, but I'll take a picture of it, and maybe our lovely editor Jack can stick the picture up right now, and you can have a look at it if you're watching on YouTube. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a framed thing, and it is full of memories, and it looks gorgeous, and I absolutely love it. So thank you to those guys.
And genuinely, this has just come to my mind, and I reckon this is probably huge. How often do you have in your life your families or friends go, "What do you? I don't know what to get you for your birthday, for Christmas," or everyone has the golf dad who you don't know what to get them.
Oh my God, yes.
You're sorted. mymo.golf. Go and check it out. They've not paid us or anything. We just love the stuff. And I was actually already following him before he even messaged us. So it's amazing. So thanks for that. Yeah. And we'll do more of this next Monday and also, by the way, Tom, very quickly, I believe the next episode of our Versus series will land this Sunday.
Oh, is that right? I thought it was 2 weeks.
I need to check the content calendar.
Yeah, you really do before you speak. Anyway, it'll be out soon. Thanks for coming. See you soon. Lots of love. Bye now.
Bye.